Good morning, Pastor. What are you doing over there?
What do you mean, what am I doing? We don't have any dishwasher yet, so I'm doing the dishes like I've been doing for several months because the dishwasher is not up yet.
God love you for doing all that work. But hey, we got a new dishwasher.
This dishwasher is working?
It is brand spanking new.
Awesome. Well, actually, I think people are going to have to learn how to use it. So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to be doing the dishes anymore. I'm going to teach you guys how we're going to run the dishwasher.
I'm up for that.
All right. So what you're going to do is when you first come into the church, if you're on Pop's Cafe or you're doing something else, what you first want to do when you come into the church is turn on the fan. So Mark's going to turn the around here. But if you see there's a fan here, you can also turn on the light if you want. But there's a fan here, an exhaust fan. So whenever we're running the dishwasher, we want that exhaust fan running.
Why is that, Pastor?
Well, because that's going to create steam.
Kick out some heat.
Steam and heat, and we need it sucked out of here. So always turn on the fan first. Then you're going to come over and you're going to hit this button. All right? This button right here, which I hit before I came in, because the dishwasher is going to take about a half an hour to get ready. All right? So you're going to hit this so it's ready to go. Now let's say it's a particularly hot day and the air conditioning is running and you're going to be doing a lot of dishes. What you might want to do is open these windows or prop the door. So in the pantry over there is always a step stool. All right? And anybody can set the step stool down here. You come up here to the top step, balance yourself. If you reach out, you've got the thing to open up the windows.
Oh, it's a crank window.
So it's a crank window. So I'm not going to do it now, but you can do that one, or that one. But you crank those windows open, and then it'll let more steam out. So we're not doing a bunch of dishes now, so we won't need to do that. All right.
But we want our members to be comfortable when they're working in the kitchen.
Absolutely. We want them to be as comfortable as possible as they're doing the work of the church. So here's the dishwasher. It's ready to go. What you're going to do, just like you did before, is you always want to rinse the dishes completely. So we have prepared here for Pop's Cafe a nice pop plate, all right?
It looks messy.
It looks messy. So what you're going to do is you're going to come over here, and there's a disposal here, and in this one, you're going to want to rinse this so all that food and grime is off. Then you're going to put it into the tray, all right?
The dirty rack.
The dirty rack. So let's say we're just going to load this up, and you're going to have here several plates. You're going to want to make sure they're full racks. That way you can do less. But you're going to put it over here into this slide zone, all right? And then all you have to do is to lift up the hood of the dishwasher and push it in, all right? So you're going to lift this up. Now, remember, half an hour. It's going to take a half an hour to warm up. But by the way, all the directions are here on the front too. So pay attention to those if you need
I
them.
see the temperature is about 160.
Yep, 159.
Okay.
All right, and so we're ready to go. When that green light's on hold, you know it's ready to go.
A solid green light is
Solid
is
green
what we're
light
wanting.
is ready to go. So we're going to pull this up. We've got one in here, and the best way is to just slide it across just like this. Make sure it's in the rack, and then you pull this down. All right? Now, it'll start automatically if it doesn't hit this green button.
Green button. Looks like a play button on my phone.
So then it's started right now. The other thing is if you want a heavy wash, you can actually hit that button twice.
But we're going to use the green pads and get those dishes pretty clean, right?
Exactly. So you can hear it running. About how long does it take, Mark, for each cycle?
I believe it's 90 seconds.
Okay. So what that does is you can get another tray and you can put it up here, and if you have a lot of dishes, then you can load more dishes in there. Also, these extra racks are stored under that side of the dishwasher. All right, so you can just get them ready to go, get a line here going. All right, you can still hear it's still cleaning.
Yep. So on the top is the wash temperature. On the bottom reading is the rinse temperature. See, the rinse temperature is greater. It heats up about 8 gallons of water, so that's why it takes almost a half an hour to get that solid green light right under the power button, which is means it's ready to go.
All right. While we're waiting for it, a couple things while we're right here. You may notice this handle here, and it abuts the tray table. If you have your hand right here and you're opening and shutting, or your fingers right there, they're going to get pinched. So keep your hands in the middle when you're opening and shutting the dishwasher.
Safety first.
Safety first. Also back here, you can see there's a little valve there. If for some reason you have trouble with the water and it's squirting all over the place, you don't know how to control it, you just simply push that button up.
Looks like a garden hose.
It looks like a garden hose, and if it's perpendicular, it's stopping. When the button is with it, that means it's going, all right? The other thing, just in case there's an emergency, our breaker box is over here, and it's numbers 24 and 26 if there would be some electrical problem. Now, we've had all this inspected and ready to go and things like that there shouldn't be, but you can always cut the breaker if there is a problem over here in the breaker box. All right, are we ready yet on this?
Lots of information.
Lots of information. Is it ready to go?
So yes, it's completed cycle number 1.
All right, so I'm going to pretend this is loaded. I'm going to raise it up. You're going to see the steam come out now. I'm going to slide this across just like that. All right, and then I'm ready to go again. And it automatically starts. Isn't that a great deal?
It's like a new car.
Okay.
It's shiny and everything.
This piece is removable when you have this up. So when you have that up, you can always take this piece out to clean it, and then make sure that you have it back.
Or get to the back of the machine and
Right,
clean behind the back of the machine once in a while.
Right. The other thing is when you're doing the cleaning, you always want to make sure you get any dish soap completely off. We don't want dish soap like Dawn and stuff in here. Otherwise, it's going to bubble like a bubble all over my face. So we don't want that. Always clean that off. Always clean them out. Put them in the garbage disposal. This also empties into the garbage disposal line. So you want to make sure if you have a lot in the garbage disposal, you have that cleaned out so you're not backing up anything.
Yes.
All right? So we're going to show you now what you're going to do when it's time to turn off the machine. Okay?
One other little
Go ahead.
little message, okay? We talked about the soap, and right under this table is where the soap automatic dispenser bottles are. So just FYI, nothing you really need to manage, just so you know that there's soap going in there and it's all kind of automated.
And if you do happen to notice it gets really low, we'll check it. But if it's really low, let us know so we can make sure we get that ready for the next people to use it.
Good idea.
So let's say that you're completely done now and you're ready to shut down the machine. So what you're going to do is you're going to come here, and what am I going to hit here, the power button?
For 3 seconds.
2, 3. Now it's going to drain the machine. All right? So it's going to drain the machine out into the sink here, which is also the same sink the garbage disposal is in. So it's going to drain out the machine, which we want you to do at the end of your shift to make sure that you do that. So you can actually see it's coming in there. And of course, you're always going to want to, anything that's in here, you're going to want to run down into there. And if you need to, obviously if it gets full, you should
This guy's really good at this.
Really good. Hey, while we're waiting for the machine to drain, just one other thing. We want to say thank you. Todd and Kelly Grant's got this effort started. The rest of the congregation has jumped on board and helped to support this new machine. We needed to do several things in here, change the sprinklers, we needed new wiring, we needed a new line here. Thanks to Mark Keister, who stood on that and made sure all that got done. But it is all ready now, so we're going to have lots of happy days of cleaning here at the church. Let's see how we're coming along here.
Just like everything else, it's a team effort.
It's a team effort. So when you're done here, you're going to lift up the hood, you're going to slide all these things down. All right. Then if you'll notice, everything in here is now going to be hot. All right. So you're going to want to use a towel in order to finish this off. Or if you're here for a while doing something else, you can just let it cool down. But you're going to take this rack out like this. All right. And set it there. Then you're going to take this piece out, which is a sort of a filter. And if there's anything in here, now we did it clean. If there's anything that needs scrubbed out, you can do that. And then way down in here, there is another filter, all right? So you're just gonna reach in. It's very easy. It's not too hot because it's rubber. You're gonna pull that out. And again, we were using a clean cycle. But if you're doing this on Sunday morning, you're gonna get some food in there, and you're gonna wanna rinse all this out, okay? Rinse that all out, rinse this off. And then what we want you to do is to put it back together, all right? That way, we want you to check it normally to make sure things are in place before you turn it on. But maybe somebody comes in, they just punch the button. So if that happens, we want to be ready. But when you are finishing it, you should have cleaned this out, cleaned off that rack. You take this, you put it back in. It's got sort of slots here. So if you just turn it clockwise, you see there it grabs. That's good. Of course, this has cooled down now some, so I can set that. Oops.
Oh, you forgot something.
I forgot something. Okay. Oh, it's got a little piece of something on it.
Oh my gosh.
Get that out of there. It's
Always good to double check, isn't it?
Absolutely. Then you're going to set this back down in here. Okay, you have to sort of wiggle it a little bit. Get that back in here. Get this back in here. Then you're going to shut this down. All right. And you'll notice here, oh, I've got something not right.
Yeah.
It won't
All right.
close,
He
all
had to
right?
get the rack out of
You'll
the way.
notice here it's still draining. So you can clean it out, but now it will drain, and when it's done draining, it will shut off. So that's our dishwasher system. Anything to add, Mark?
No, I
Bubbles
think
the
you
pastor?
nailed it.
All
You
right.
nailed it.
Thank you for all the work you do. We hope this is helpful, and we'll be in touch soon for your dishwashing experience.
Keep
See ya.
smiling,
Keep
everybody.
smiling.